All right, we are back. It's Millie and Charlie today because the girls are in camp and they're about to play game 2. I'm really excited for them, but I'm a little bit nervous.
I know. Hopefully Keeley doesn't get eye gouged again in game 2. Fingers crossed.
And Koenig with her rib rattler and went down for 2 minutes.
I know. Hopefully they come out unscathed. Ready for the potty next week.
That's it. I think, you know what, they love camp, but they want to get back so that they can get back to the podcast.
Get back up front.
Yeah.
Come on, girls. Get back to work.
We're called Say Less now.
Of course.
You've messaged me twice saying, what time are we doing up front? I'm like, you're the one who made us change the name.
Yeah, true. I've just, I'm a man of habits.
Yeah.
And up front's like a man. But Say Less is a way better name.
You're a busy man. Say
Charlie. Less. Love it.
Appreciate your time today. We're just going to pretty much go over game 1, mainly because the girls were too I don't know if they were too ashamed to go over it. They just kind of brushed past it. But I think the thing was they don't want to be complacent. And last year, similar thing happened in game 1, and then, tougher game in game 2, and then
even game 2 last year, you guys was in control of that game, weren't you? The whole time. Even when I remember Tiana Penatani scored right at the end, and I thought, we're done here, we're over. All we needed to do was get through one set. Sorry, I've got PTSD. But Romy kicked that shit kick along the ground, and it just went out, and it was so wet, and it went out just over the 10. It's a good kick from her. They tried to do it again in this game, but it didn't work. So do you reckon there was those mental scars there potentially still for New South Wales going in? Because Queensland has still had the edge a bit over the last few years in those close games.
In slight areas. But I think that there's absolutely no complacency now. There's no, from the Blues girls, from what it seems and what it looks like, they are wiping the slate, going again as if it's game 1 again kind of thing, because they know what's happened the last couple of years.
And it's at Allianz, obviously.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know, it's a funny one, Allianz. Is it too big an arena? I'm not sure for game 2. Hopefully, everyone listening gets a ticket, goes there, gets there. It's a packed house. Because if it is a packed house, it'll be the best moment for women's rugby league ever.
Yeah. I have heard ticket sales are slow. So that's disappointing.
Yeah.
Because we haven't had, there's only been, lately it's been most of the games have all been in Queensland, and we've got one in New South Wales. And it's okay, we finally got one back in Sydney since... Hasn't been a game in Sydney since 2019.
At North Sydney Oval?
North Sydney Oval.
Wow.
I think that was the last Sydney game. Because then throughout the hub, we moved to the Sunshine Coast for a couple of years. Then it's been Townsville and then Newcastle. But Sydney has not been... Oh, wait, no, sorry. There's been one at Parramatta, and I've wiped that one from my memory because that one was the worst game of rugby league I've ever been a part of / watched. Anyway, I don't think Allianz is the spot for it, and I think they're realising that now. I think Sydney have got too much option, and then not enough people are coming. It's a Thursday night. It's 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good idea if it was Sunday 2 p.m. or something to get the fam around, but... Yeah, you'd prefer more of an atmosphere. So in that regards, then I'd prefer the game to be at. And I think a lot of the players would too. A North Sydney or a Leichhardt, something like that, where you can get even Wollongong. I think Wollongong would be a good spot.
Yeah, because they turn up. It's like Newey. It's like a footy mad place.
Yeah.
I think people underestimate how footy mad Newcastle is, and any footy you give them, they're going to show up because they love it.
Yeah,
they love it. Leichhardt would be awesome though. If you get that hill,
the hill, yes, and that's what I was thinking about with
North Sydney,
North Sydney, but also Wollongong, that hill.
Oh yeah, 100%.
It's just nice. It's a nice vibe.
Yeah.
I don't think. Look, I hope I'm proven wrong, and I hope everyone turns up in Allianz. But let's be real, if there's less than 20,000 there, which it looks like it's tracking that way, it'll be disappointing from
definitely.
what we've had in the last couple of years.
Yeah. Going to game 2, only one change for Queensland, and you called for it before the game.
Yeah.
Chelsea Lenarduzzi, the legend, she's in the Queensland team now.
I honestly was so shocked she didn't get picked for game 1. I think a lot of their team would have been disappointed that she didn't get picked. They did it. They've done it the last couple of years where they just haven't put her in until, game 2 or game 3, and then they've bloody won. And she sometimes is the absolute difference. And not only that, without Shannon Marto there, they've got like barely any size in their middle. So she replaces Destiny Brill. What I find interesting about that is Destiny can still play middle.
Yeah.
And she's in another middle rotation, even if it is lock or prop, you know. There's other middles out there, but they've taken out Destiny, and they've still got some people that are just lacking in size.
Yeah.
Even 18th man, they've got Georgia Hanaway still, and I just think they've got so much versatility, it's almost too much.
Yeah.
They've got Loz Brown at hooker. She can cover centres, halfback, lock if you need to. Like, she can cover anywhere, which is great. You've got Jada Ferguson. She can even cover halves and hooker. And then you've got Tavana Papali as well, who's on the bench, and she's a versatile type player.
Yeah. It's strange when they got overpowered so much in game one as well. Like, that's where they lost the game, was all through the middle.
Yeah.
They just got dominated.
Absolutely. No, and it was very clear. And although, you know, a lot of those tries come out wide, it's from the work that's done in the middle.
Yeah.
What I really liked from New South Wales was how much everyone was playing with the ball. Like, it wasn't just like hit up for hit up or playing to a point. They were, from the first minute, they were playing, they were offloading, they were, you know, their first try was like Yaz Clydesdale with an offload, Keeley to the prop to second row to Ellie to Kezi, and then to Jess Surgis. So I loved how much they were playing with the ball, and that was evident from the start, and they did that the whole way through.
Yeah.
But when you've got big girls in the middle who can also run and do that, it's hard. You stay off them because you don't know what they're going to do now, and that's unpredictable.
Because even like game one, I thought Kenny Sherrington off the bench was really strong. I've never really seen her play like that before as well. Just like go run really hard through the middle. Like I don't know if that was a game plan. Like sort of play the like Spencer Lenu role off the bench a little bit, like the wrecking ball for 20 minutes.
Yeah, no, I feel like that was her role. Like, she's played a lot at lock, and so there's a lot more that goes into that rather than just, you know, one job off the bench. You can kind of see what's happening and then come on the field and just tear up where you need to. I think she was one of, I mean, they all played great, but when she came on, she really set the tone and like took it up another level, and then everyone kind of rose to that.
Yeah.
So it's, look, it's great coaching from John Strange that they all had their roles and it was very clear. Yaz Clydesdale was passing a lot more, like, and opened up the players outside of her a lot. So we usually just see her as a hard ball runner, but it was good to see that everyone's kind of. I just can't believe it was the first game, honestly.
I know.
Keeley and Koenig, they were like, oh yeah, but there was still so many errors and it was scrappy. And I was like, it actually wasn't. I don't know what they are talking about.
Yeah, it wasn't scrappy at all.
No.
Like especially when you think about some of the game ones in the past where there's been like a low drop ball and stuff. Like they were up at a top level. And I don't know, was that because of all that, like the scrimmages and things they did before, or was that not really the case?
Well, obviously that comes down to it, but I just think they were both teams, like in terms of errors, like just really switched on, and like it didn't look like it was their first game, that's for sure.
You know what I actually think would be the best way to do it is like you start the NRLW season a little bit earlier, and then you have like a 6-week break for the NRLW season, so you pause the comp for 6 weeks, do the Origin, and then get the comp back up and running again.
Agree. I think they should, and then everyone can train in that period. They won't do that at the moment though, because until more teams come in the competition, like they would have to pay people to start training earlier. But like,
right, okay,
that's the big thing, and then insurance, and then staff, and facilities, and everything. So that's the biggest reason why they won't, and because the CBA is already done. So I think it'll stay. I don't know if there's supposed to be any more teams come in before the CBA finishes.
Don't think so at this stage. I don't know. I think Penrith are trying to get a team going at the moment, but not before 27, I don't think. So
it'll stay 12 teams this year, 26 and 27?
Yeah, I think that's the plan, yeah.
So I think it'll stay as is until then, just because that's been done in the CBA. But I would love to see footy. Oh, not even for... Obviously for the product and to make it better, yes, and girls want to play more. But also for like the injury, like tackle tech, injury prevention, playing more Loa's injury. I know that sounds stupid, but you look at, the first couple of games and your timing's a little bit off and whatnot. The product would obviously be better, but so would the injury prevention and head knocks and things like that. Luckily, we didn't see any real injuries apart from Keely's eye gouge. And
a little scab on her face.
Yeah, and a scab on her face.
Yeah, it was perfectly timed scab.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. But New South Wales, you spoke about, John Strange. This might be an awkward one for you to talk about. But obviously, the rumours that, I heard was that, the coach before wasn't necessarily up to the same standard as, someone like a John Strange, who's, one of the premier coaches in the women's game. But you could see that game plan elevate and the importance of it, having a really, really high quality coach like John Strange.
Yeah, I think the best thing about Strange is he knows he's been around coaching for so long at so many levels of women's footy, and he loves the game so much. He doesn't. Yes, he's the coach of the Roosters, and people are like, bloody, there's so many Roosters in that team. And I'm like, you know what? There's 10 Broncos in the Queensland team.
And also the Roosters did just win the comp as well.
Exactly. And being a coach and knowing what those players are capable of, I know, there was a few maybe shock selections, but everyone stood up and played to the way that he wanted to play. And for sure, that it definitely looked like from the start, everyone knew their role in the game plan was very strong in terms of everyone knowing their role, but also their defensive game, I think, was really impressive. Queensland, it was very tight at halftime, and there's been plenty of games at halftime that have been tight where New South Wales, I feel like we have kind of fallen off a cliff, but that's where the difference was. They just went to another level because whatever his plan was or whatever he saw from the box, he said that and they worked on that. But Queensland only really scored from that first one. There was an error from just off a kick. It wasn't even really anything.
Yeah, it wasn't they were breaking New South Wales down. Yeah.
And they didn't really spend much time in their attacking 20. Definitely not in that second half anyway. So that second half was very impressive. But to go another level after that halftime, I think was probably the most impressive thing. And that's when footy's fun as well. And then you can play how you want to play. Yeah. You're not playing on eggshells. So
looking ahead then, obviously, tomorrow night, we spoke last time at the spine. The Queensland spine was a bit better than New South Wales, and then the forward pack was where the difference was going to be. Do you reckon it's going to be the same thing, that the New South Wales just still have too much in the middle?
Yeah, I think so. I think the spine of New South Wales stepped up as well. I think Jessie Southwell, just having that one dominant halfback. Tiana's such a great runner and she's so good in defence and she does all the little things right. But having Jessie there, she was so in control and she looked like she had a lot of time and everyone was doing things off her to give her more time.
Yeah.
So I think she went up another level. That was the best I've seen her play. Abby Church, after the first error of not jumping and then they scored off it, she definitely made up for it. She had some great touches. She's one of those people you hate tackling. When she comes, if she's near forwards or if she's around the ball, she'll have the latest footwork and she's so small, it's hard to actually get her. So she did really well, had a couple of nice try assists and touches and then a try for herself, which was great. I think both Jess and Izzy did really well too in their positions, whether it was passing little tip-ons or tries themselves. But I think it'll be the same. I think their middle pack will be, and then not only their starting middles, Jemima Telford goes forever, Ellie Johnson did her role so well, but then when Kennedy and Sulla and their players get on, they were just next level as well. So
obviously, I think man of the match will be Kelly Davis or Liv Kernick.
Yeah, no, I think it will be too.
Player of the match. Yeah. But who do you think is going to dominate for New South Wales? Do you have New South Wales win the series 3-0 just based on game one? Is that what you're thinking now?
I've kind of said that from the start, probably just because I'm biased as well. Yeah. But I think it's just enough is enough. There's been a lot of change now and they're really bloody serious. And I think that they've got the right environment to do that. And I just think Queensland don't have that at the moment. I feel like there's like a bit of a changing of guard in players and whatever else, and that's just what it looks like out there.
Yeah.
And if Queensland win, this is sounding biased, but I think it's New South Wales' game to lose.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
So if they lose, it's because they're going to stuff it up like they did last year.
I just think, but Queensland are a great side, so you can't give them the opportunity, but it's New South Wales' game to win.
Yeah.
Blues' game to win.
Yeah.
Especially with what's happened. They've felt this too many times. They've been in this position before. And I feel like they're just going to have every basis covered. And that's the thing, being coached under Strangey, like he likes to have every scenario, you know, whether up by 8, down by 2, draw, up by 10, whatever. He'll want everyone to know what the game plan is.
Wow.
Moving
yeah, wow.
You know, in high
state. So
he
recreates that always in every training session, different scenarios like that.
In high stake games, not like, obviously your week to week's not like, bloody hell, like we're down by 2, we're up by 8, we need to keep the lead. But in these situations and, you know, and you learn that from being under the pump and like losing games that you shouldn't, that kind of thing. So I think he's been in that situation, all the girls have been in that situation, and I think that they'll do it.
Score, man of the match? Or player of the match, sorry?
Yeah, look, that's a tough one. Player of the match, I'll go Koenig, you go Keeley.
Yeah,
How about that?
Keeley,
okay.
Yeah, sweet.
I think Koenig will have a big game this one. I think she'll want to get more involved. I just think things happened so easily that she didn't actually really need to do as much that she's used to doing.
She's so good though.
She's so good.
She's like a level above almost.
I know.
I reckon looking at her like playing stuff, I feel like she's like maybe the best player in the game now.
She got the Dally M for a reason. But the fact that she played a whole game, she went from lock to second row, having that versatility and not having to lose a sub. Like Kezi did her job, came off, and Koenig finished the game there.
She was filthy Koenig as well, that none of the girls, because like Origin for men and women is so different, like in terms of the partying side of it. Like none of the girls went out and celebrated the game 1 win because it's such a quick turnaround. Yeah. They just like went home, back to the hotel room.
Yeah, right.
And Koenig was disappointed in that.
Yeah, I can understand that. I can definitely understand that. I love celebrating a win.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, I don't want to go out if we lose.
Fair.
I'm like a sore loser.
Yeah.
So like last year I went out after the Suncorp game when we won. I was like, how good's this? Thursday night, let's go. And then the Newcastle, I was like, I'm going straight home. And then even after the last game in Townsville, I'm like, I'm definitely not going out because everyone's at Mad Cow in one spot.
Yeah.
And I was like, not only did we just like lose the series, we like got flogged, so I don't want to be out. You know,
you were so angry that game, so I remember the camera panned to you at the full time, and you were sitting there like just so angry on the sideline, like you were filthy.
It was actually so shit.
Yeah,
I was like, anyway.
Sorry to bring up, old wounds as well.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry about that.
I'm really.
I hope Queensland win actually.
Yeah,
I hope Queensland win because like
so do all the broadcasters and everything.
Game 3 decider.
No, you know what? Last year I was kind of like, okay, yeah, they won by point. This will make a great game 3, and it's great for viewing and good for the game and all that shit. Now I couldn't care less. Like, I don't care about viewing. I don't care if no one watches it. I just want to win.
The numbers were insane for game 1 though.
Yes.
Like Riley sent them to me from Riley McKay from Channel 9, and it was something like 2 million people I think watched it. Which is a record for Women's Origin, which is awesome. Record
for Women's Origin, but also because it was exclusive to Channel 9. It's the biggest game of NRL that's been watched this year.
Wow.
Because KO obviously and Fox cover the other games, but
simulcast,
they couldn't. So it breaks up their broadcast. Obviously, when Men's State of Origin, when that comes, that'll pass that.
Yeah.
Just because of numbers, but so good.
Yeah.
Like that's what putting it all together and seeing that, it's like there seriously is a demand for it.
Yeah,
like,
that's why I'd love to have it after a few weeks of the footy's been played. But I love how it's like 2 weeks on now, 2 weeks break. Yeah, it's like bang, we're rattling through. I actually think that would be good for the men's game as well.
Yeah.
Just go.
Bit of continuity.
Like, so it doesn't disrupt the comp for like as long as it does. Yeah. Just go bang and rattle through it. 2 weeks, the next game, next game. Yeah.
And then also when you see players, this is for the men, like when you see them backing up as well, like 3-4 days after Origin, I'm just like, is that not like? Yeah. But then you see a lot of injuries too, and I know a lot of them back up because it's like, it's like the tough thing to do and whatnot. But I'm like, it's definitely not the smart thing to do. No. Like whenever would that be your prep going into not only the physical but the psychological and mental?
I think Ben Hunt played like a Friday 6 o'clock game after playing the Wednesday for Origin last year. Like insane.
I think Daly Cherry Evans played the Saturday game. I think against Penrith.
And apparently, I think it was Ryan Gerler was saying to me that 2 days after is a bit easy because the lactic acid hasn't like fully kicked in.
So you're better off just going really, really tired, or
like the Sunday's harder because like your body's like in a worse spot almost. Yeah.
Oh God. And think of how conditioned they are too, like to that kind of stuff, to footy. Far out. No, I think they'd be better off doing having time off too. I think you'd see more people available for selection, and then it wouldn't disrupt their clubs as much either. But
because it kills the NRL comp a bit for like that period because teams are like just not at full strength and
or the ones that don't get picked like they do well, like none of them are playing Origin. I would first and foremost like to see more footy. Before I was chatting to Greg Inglis after the game he's been in for Queensland, helping them out. And he goes, this is ridiculous. You girls need to be playing footy beforehand. This is, mind you, after they just lost. So, like, but still, I agree that definitely. And like I said, even if it's just trial games, God, everyone's training anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Get them going. 100%. So New South Wales by how? Did you do a score?
Sorry, no, I didn't do a score. I reckon it'll be New South Wales win by 14. I think they'll want to
carve up.
Well, I just think, what was it, 20 in the last? I just think won't be, I think it'll be closer, but I think they'll have a comfortable. Yeah. What do you reckon?
I'm going to go Queensland win by 2.
Yeah, of course you would.
With Keeley Davis still player of the match.
Right. She must have a blinder.
She has a blinder. She scores like 3 tries, like 40 plus tackles in the middle, like unbelievable performance, but Queensland just win.
Right. Yeah. Scrape in.
Just scrape in,
Do their Queensland thing.
Yeah. Koenig has a shocker, knocks off the kickoff. Worst game of her career.
That's horrible.
Nah, she goes well as well. The two of them dominate. But everyone else lets them down.
Yeah. No, I think, Keeley and Koenig will have a good one. I think everyone will play well, but.
And then game 3, Newey.
Game 3, Newcastle. That'd be a good one.
Yeah.
You know what else would be good if they played footy beforehand? It'd actually open up to people that are watching or see it that there's footy on.
100%.
Oh shit, the women's footy,
women's back,
Origin's on, you know.
Yeah, I love it as I love it as a curtain raiser for Magic Round. Yeah. But whether you could do you know what you could do is have the women's comp kick off Magic Round, but then have it like on the Thursday, the first women's game, and then you could do like a women's Magic Round at North Sydney Oval in Sydney for that when Magic Round's on in Brisbane. Then all the footy fans here in Sydney can go and watch something. Or do you reckon there's too much attention on Magic Round?
It'd be too much. I think it'd be like, oh, what Magic Round are you talking about? Then it'd be like they'd be talking about Magic Round and it'd clearly just be about men's and there's not as many teams and it's obviously fair. Like they in 3 days they had 150,000 people go to through the gates and it'd be like. Oh, there wasn't many because they were all at Brisbane, you know, and it's like there's still plenty of people left. But I think the diehard people that love footy that would come to our games, I think a lot of them would be up there and it's a bit too much. And they still want to be able to watch as well. So I think you're wrong.
I'm wrong, yeah. I can be wrong.
But it's good debate. It's good debate. And I like that it's at Newcastle. I think it's a good spot. They're going to be moving that soon. They're not keeping it there. But first weekend in August, it'll be good.
Yeah, be cool. And Westpac's catch and keep as well for the Origin game. Yes. So you can if a ball comes into the stand, just hang on to it. Don't throw it back. Keep it.
I know.
Yours.
And you know what? Someone needs to tell the ball kids that, because I was at the game and they're like, oi, give me that footy back. And I'm like, no, it's actually Westpac's catch and keep. So you see like people run into the crowd like trying to hide the ball.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you've got that many footies on the side.
It was all a Magic Round as well.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing. It's all, I love it.
I
wish it was happening at every game, just like catch a footy. That was always my dream as a kid, to like catch the footy and then just keep it.
And you'd remember that forever.
Forever. Thank you, Westpac.
Thank you, Westpac. But where were you when Charlie was a kid waiting to catch the footy?
All right.
Anyway, wrap up there. Little review preview, and the girls will be back next week, hopefully victorious.
Say less.
You don't think so?
No. I actually hope it comes back, it's 1-1, and then we get some buzz for game 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be nice, but I'd still be happy with 3-0.
Yeah, true.
That'd
be a good win.
Cool.
A win's a win.
That's it.
That's it.
All right. Say less.